Hey folks. Okay. So I've been trying to load up the scope, the focuser, the camera, the mount, the computer, get it all hooked up. So right now we're driving here on the remote computer. So I'm connected to the SKYWATCHER right there with remote desktop. It's actually connected here. If I wanted to, I could view it right here. So I've got it turned off. That's to help me load up the, everything on the computer and the drivers and stuff. And if I had to focus, if I have to do focus at nighttime, I could just flip it up this way here, turn on the camera, oops, actually stand on this side of it, and then I could just focus in on that from over there. Pretty cool, huh? So, but anyway, I got this connected, and we had the status here. Got everything all connected. Well, it shows here already connected. Now it just wants to disconnect, but if I click this one here, it's going to move. So I'm going to click it. Here we go again. It's alive. And we go back the other direction. I guess it doesn't like you doing it too fast. Target position, let's do 1. Let's do 10. So what I'm doing is I'm just changing this one here to target position to move 100. I started with 1, 10, 100, seeing how far it'll move. So let's but very smooth. You also got it here so you could still do it manually. Very nice. Got the cameras hooked up too. So here's the camera. Now this took a long time to set up, to get all of this Nina stuff talking to the equipment, because I got scared. But I saw this video on this one guy, Hogarath or something like that, and he explained it exactly how I would explain it. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense, and that's how it's supposed to work. You know, where you have your hardware and then you have your ASCOM as the interface that talks all, you know, that can make all of the drivers talk to the computer. So you have your hardware, you have your ASCOM interface that's loaded on the computer, but that also is the one that talks to Nina, Stellarium, SKYWATCHER, and you know, loads all of those drivers in there. But everything is loaded into, you know, and controlled from Nina. But when you go in here, I finally found out that, like, if I'm on the camera and I have to select up here, and I'll hit this pull down. Well, I guess I can't do it right now, but because I'm connected. So I'm going to disconnect the camera. Disconnect. But what the guy showed, and it made all the sense in the world, right? So this is your first menu. So right now I'm on equipment, and it brings up this menu. So right now I'm selected with the camera. And this is where I was before. I was on the focuser. And then here's the mount right down here. So everything that's on this line here are all, it's all your equipment. Now these are the ones that you have to have the ASCOM driver or something loaded, but he showed these and they're simulators, right? So you got the simulator, you got a camera simulator. I was like, oh, okay, let's hit that. And when I clicked on the camera simulator, and then you click on here, oops, well, that one didn't connect. So it doesn't like that one, but I think this here, camera V3. And click on that. Success, it connected. I was like, oh shoot. So what that did, I started just using all the different let me disconnect the focuser. So here's the different selections for the focusers. So I use the simulator here, ASCOM simulator focuser driver right there. And hit connect. And I was like, oh, hey, that connected. So that kind of gave me a little bit more confidence as to, like setting everything else up. So, and I also got this mount here, which I put and it's just a regular AZ Alt-AZ simulator. But I've already run the telescope from the Bluetooth from my phone. So I know all of that works. And I've got the same SYNSCAN loaded on here. So I know that if I connect Stellarium to SYNSCAN, I could also connect Nina to SYNSCAN or something like that, or Nina to Stellarium, and then use Stellarium to drive the whole shebang. So this one here just gets everything connected, and then when I open up Stellarium, it should do the main driving, the visual interface. So 2 years in the making. It's just a lot of stuff. Got to learn, you got to buy it, you got to mount it, you got to pay for it, you got to set it up. Then it doesn't work, and you got to buy other stuff, and that doesn't work, and you keep on buying stuff until you run out of money. Then you just got to do it. So you just start configuring everything and hope for the best, and then it just comes to life. And now, like I said, it's alive. So, yeah. All right. So hopefully soon we will be out making pictures. So let's see here. I'm going to connect back to everything. So let's go to the equipment. See, if I hit these other ones here, look at that. See, it changes to different menus. So I want the equipment, brings up this menu here. I want the camera, which brings up this menu here. And let's select the camera. Hello. Oh, got to disconnect the other camera. Select my, where is it? There it is. ZWO. ASI 533. Boom, connected. Next one, focuser. Oh, let's take this one off, disconnect that. QFocuser ASCOM. Boom. Connected. Now this one would not connect at first. And this is the QFocuser High Precision. I actually had to go in and do I ran diagnostics, the ASCOM diagnostics, to get that working. And it gave me all of this stuff here. And I just had to make sure that I was like, I had to look for the QFocuser here and see if there was any error messages and stuff like that. So I didn't see any. Get rid of these here. So there was none. So it looked like it actually ran. And then I clicked on something else in this ASCOM diagnostics, and it said choose the driver and have it. Yeah, let's see if we could. Yeah, I ran the diagnostics, and then I viewed the error log, and after I did that, then I hit choose device, and I hit choose and connect the device right here. So if there's always a 32-bit application, all depends. I just always just go for the first one. So I hit that, and then you're able to select different things here. I said, okay, let me look at the focuser, and I hit choose, and it came up with the simulator driver. And what did I do? I went to QFocuser right there. So I had to hit that QFocuser ASCOM. And then I had to hit the properties in order to make this OK light up. Because whenever you load one of these at first, the OK is grayed out. So you can't, you have to actually hit properties first. And then it'll allow you to click the OK. So that's what I did. I hit the OK and it started to connect. And I hit connect here. And then it answered. I was like, oh shoot, look. And it ran garbage collection and then started completed. So I was like, okay, maybe it's working now. After I did that, that's finally how it all of a sudden started loading in this QFocuser. Or in Nina. That's how it finally started loading in Nina. And I could select it and connect to it. So at first, as I said, it was getting the error. But next, what we have to do is we have to go to the sequencer, or actually the Sky Atlas, and I have to figure out the plate solving. Once I figure out the plate solving, which I'm using the ASTAP plate solving, I believe, then I have to go to the sequencer here and learn to do that. So apparently you start out with it in a neutral position where, like I showed on another video, there's a way to do it from that a starting point like that. So 0 degrees and 0 and 0, and you go from there, and then you slew to an object, but you got to know what object it is in order to slew to it. So you have to pick something that you can get to, and then you go to there, and then you have to plate solve it, then you have to go to another one and plate solve that, and do a third one, plate solve that, and that should be enough to get you triangulated. Then you got to make sure you're in focus. So we're getting there. Thanks everybody. And yeah, it's alive. All right. Oh, Happy New Year.